We are with Coach Silver-Droesch, head women's volleyball coach, to talk about the recently completed season. Was your first year of coaching as a full-time coach different than the previous 3 seasons?
It was really different. I got to know my players a lot better. They were able to come in and sit and talk about, what their goals were, what their successes were, whether it was on the volleyball court or in the gym, or in classes, which was kind of fun. They would text me during the day, "Coach, I got a B on my math test," or something like that. So I felt like I got to be more involved in their college experience. I think that results in a better overall experience for them, and it's definitely more rewarding for me. So more time for scouting, more time for film. It was very different.
Did starting out 6-0 with such a new team surprise you?
Yeah, it did. Not because I didn't think that we could do it, but because we scheduled, we scheduled it so that we had some challenges in the first 2 weeks, and we came out like crazy and really, really competed. And you don't always know with a new team or a really young team whether or not that's going to be the case, and they did. They just came out and competed like crazy.
What amount of improvement did you see from the first day of preseason through the LEC tournament?
I saw a steady incline. And we talk about improvement on a scale, and it's never that you just have like a straight incline. There's always going to be ups and dips and that type of thing, and that's pretty common. But what I saw overall was a steady incline in skill, and I got to introduce things that I really, as I looked through the learning process for the 4 years for especially our underclassmen, but even our upperclassmen, I got to introduce things towards the end going into LEC that I didn't think I was going to get to until next season or this spring. Some different blocking schemes, adjusting to different defenses and offenses, because the volleyball IQ of the group of players that I had was much higher than I anticipated, and they were just like sponges. They just took information and applied it almost immediately. It was actually really rewarding to see.
Talk about the impact of your freshman class.
I mean, their impact was huge. I think I started anywhere between 3 and 4 of them. I had 2 of them play 6 rotations, and play 6 rotations the entire season. We had Abby Stern, who was Rookie of the Year, but she wasn't in it alone. Elytra was on the court all 6 rotations. Lauren was a big blocking target for us, and since she was a setter, came in, she learned how to hit and block in the process, and was really effective in that. And then we had other players able to come in and step in when we had injuries or illness, and contribute in a really positive manner, in a quick manner. To bring in 6 freshmen and have that many play and be as successful as we were, that was a pleasant, I don't want to say surprise because I knew they could do it, but it was exciting to see them fulfill that part of like their ability.
Did anyone contribute more to the team than you thought they would in preseason?
Every year as we lead up to preseason, you kind of sit down and you kind of flesh out what you think the team's going to look like. And then the first day of preseason comes and you're like, oh, that wasn't what I expected. And then preseason ends and it continues to evolve. The player that stepped in and became a clutch player for us was Erin Windsor. She came in and she, if I needed change the serve receive, change the defense, she came in just really quietly, and would just like stick a pass for us, and then cheer like nobody I've ever seen in my entire life. The pictures that I have of this athlete cheering are amazing, and I could have like a book of just Erin, but she was a really positive force in practice, and it transferred into games, and she was a good bounce of energy for us.
Would you consider your season to be successful this year? Why or why not?
Yeah, I think it was really successful. It's not always about wins and losses, but we finished 3rd in the regular season, which is the highest since I've been here. We competed with really good teams, and we beat some good teams we haven't beaten in a long time, like Clark. And then we were competitive the whole time. So it wasn't that we backed off of things or we went forward, and we continued to learn the whole time. People were successful in school, and I think that, and it was a good positive energy. And there are a lot of things that lead to success or not success, but overall I would say absolutely we were successful.
What were some difficulties that you faced during the season?
Oh, we had a few unique ones. We had we got the normal, people having colds, some surprise injuries, and I'm sure the injuries are always surprising, but kind of some ones that we weren't anticipating, or that we weren't necessarily prepared to handle. And we had a couple of things where I think at one point we had so many people sick that we had to pull Michelle, put her on the outside because we didn't have any more outside hitters. What I was surprised by was the fact that no one questioned any of it. Everyone was like, okay, Michelle's going to be the outside, I'm going to be the libero, and I'm going to pick up this position. And they filled in the slack, and we were still able to compete. We didn't necessarily win that way, okay, but we were able to compete, and that made us better and it made us tougher.
What is one of the most memorable moments from the 2017 season?
Oh, that's a good one. I think it was the Southern Maine match when we were away. We went up to Southern Maine, and because we had lost to WestCon, it forced this crazy 5-team tie or something along the lines, or the possibility to have a tie. And we went in and played with a type of focus that I hadn't seen us do, and everyone was united in their purpose. We played 5 points at a time, and the energy level was high. There was no roller coastering at all. And I think that win, not only did it give us a sense of release, we secured our own third place because we wanted it, we earned it. We didn't have to wait for everyone else's matches to fall off, and that was exciting.
Describe your season in one sentence.
Oh man, one sentence. No run-ons. Oh goodness. So we competed, and there it is. We competed, and we were a good team. And what I mean by team, that is a run-on sentence. What I mean by team is that we were a good unit together. Not necessarily we were a good volleyball team, which we were, but we were a good unit as a team.
What were some of the goals that the team hoped to reach this year, and were they reached?
We wanted to make the LEC tournament. That was the first goal. We wanted to host the first round of LECs, and we absolutely succeeded that. A goal is always for us to win a championship, and we didn't get there this year, but we put ourselves in a position to compete for it in the future.
Talk about your senior class.
Oh, they're a unique bunch. They're strong personalities in a good way. Torjay she's a loud presence on the court. She's competitive. She's strong. She works so hard, and she tends to put up a really fast offense for us, which we like. Michelle was an unstoppable force. She was a captain for us this year, and she pursued balls to the ground, and expected that everyone else did that too. So they helped us compete at a high level all the time.
Last question. What are some things that you are looking forward to next season?
I want to continue our growth. We're bringing in good recruits, and we're bringing in people that have a high volleyball IQ, high volleyball ability, and I'm looking forward to picking up where we ended, because I think we were on a significant upswing when the season ended, and we have the vast majority of our team coming back and kind of chomping at the bit to continue learning in that way, continuing the upslide. So that's what I'm looking for, is bring in some new people, continue that unit mentality, and then just continue to grow from there.
Okay, thank you.